This is Jonathan's White Lightning Paint Commission, about to do the White Lightning PC versus White Metal Games Battle Report. Mad Max versus Megami's Raiders. As you can see, White Metal Games' Caleb is setting up his army right now with all of these amazingly painted Mad Max themed orc vehicles right now. Probably recognize a few of them. May not look exactly like from the movie, but
pretty close.
pretty close.
I think we did okay.
You did amazing. I did the paint job on some of them. All right. The scenario is the relic. It is night fighting. The Megami's orcs have come to this strange planet, looking for new loot to add to their guns and weapons, and they stumbled upon a orc-infested world. Not wanting to share all this free loot, they've gone to war with these other orcs, and the fight is about to begin.
Sounds so dramatic. I love it.
Let's see, we're going to see deployments here in a second. And here is our scoreboard. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. And the scenario is set up. The Immorcan Joe and his hordes have noticed that Megami has entered the planet and look for their loot. And they've come with their hordes and hordes of vehicles. Now, throughout the game, I'll probably, with every turn, we'll have a chart up, or we'll read off a chart to explain what each vehicle is. But for right now, I'm going to turn it over to Caleb, who will probably be able to explain it better than I will. Caleb?
So you want me to? What do you want me to do? You want me to just point and tell you?
Yeah, point, or you can look at it. Yeah.
Okay, sure. So I'm looking across the table. You've got one large truck here with, well, it's a truck. You've got 3 war buggies. You've got 3 more war buggies here. The Giga Horse up front there counts as a battle wagon. Peacemaker counts as a truck. The Mack truck counts as a truck. Cranky Frank up there counts as a truck. The War Rig here counts as one very large battle wagon, and then there's another squad of 3 buggies and another battle wagon. So a total of 3 battle wagons, 4 trucks, and 9 buggies. And all of the trucks are loaded up with boys, and all the battle wagons are loaded up with special troops like tank bustas or burner boys. So a highly mobile, highly elite army.
All right. And just a quick review while we're at it over here. We have my Ludas all lined up. My Gorkanaut, who is not supposed to be on the board because he's deep striking in, along with the Warlock and his little boy squad. Oh, so I built a Warlord on a bike, and I'm using him as a knob biker this game, but this is the knob biker with his awesome bike and his 9-man biker squad. Battle wagon with knobs, another 15-man boy squad over here, and 2 war buggies. Oh yes, and also my 15 Lunas, which are going to be hopefully hitting things this game.
Always.
Always. All right. So, turn 1. Actually, no. I have to
Roll to seize.
Roll to seize. So let's see if I seize. I do not. Turn 1, Mad Max Orks. Alright, so Immorcan Joe has rushed ahead, putting pedal to the metal to get over to Megami's Raiders, who are standing there waiting. And, well, in the process of slamming on the pedal, this war buggy over here did not quite make it over the terrain.
It got immobilized.
Got immobilized, and the War Rig is stuck!
It is. Apparently we didn't put gas in it.
Did not put enough gas in it.
Immobilized turn 1.
Mobilized turn 1, causing the tank busters over here to hop out and get ready to start rocking. Oh man, this is an interesting start movement phase-wise. Moving on to Mad Max Orcs shooting. A rather excellent shooting phase for the Mad Max Orks. They clearly know what the terrain is on this planet, as several boys have been wiped out from the squad, and a lot of the Ludas have been removed.
Well, 3.
3 Ludas.
Of 15.
3 of 15. That's a lot of firepower gone.
I think you're okay.
So they've moved up. They've shown that they are here to keep their land.
Yeah, we're just trying to get over there in your face. Like, the bottom line is, if we can get over there and disrupt your battle line, if we just sow havoc in your back line, it doesn't matter what you do.
Yep.
So that's my whole goal, is to get into your base.
Well, we'll see what happens.
There you go.
Alright, Mogami's Raiders, turn 1. So, Caleb is going to get drinks real quick, so I'm going to go ahead and do my, what my movement was. So, I probably made a horrible calculation and putting my guns where they were, because now I have to bottleneck everyone through here. Sucks to be me. Luckily for me, my buggies are more competent than the Mad Max ones, and they did not wreck themselves while moving through difficult terrain. And that is it for orc shooting. Now, I do have a psyker, but he is not on the board yet, so we're going to have to wait for my next turn to see if he comes in. Alright. Mogami's Raiders shooting phase. Here we go. So, a successful shooting phase for Mogami's Orks. They scored first blood by wrecking this truck over here.
Cranky Frank.
Cranky Frank is gone! And the Ludas wiped out this war buggy squad. Mogami has come prepared with enough firepower to hopefully take out this horde, but it doesn't look like it will be enough. We're now moving on to Mad Max Orks, and Morcom Joe's not happy. He liked Cranky Frank.
I did like Cranky Frank.
Alright, Orks, Mad Max Orks, turn 2. Alright, so Morcom Joan has still putting pedal to the metal as he's just charging ahead to catch up and wipe out Mogami. The boys from the truck, what was his name?
Cranky Frank?
Cranky Frank's truck have picked up the relic and are moving back. The
Doof wagon.
The doof wagon is right in front of the
face.
Luda's face. They're not going to be able to shoot much. This is not looking good for Mogami's Raiders. They're starting to get pushed back as their line's about to break. Once again, this is because I decided to, put my gun line in front of
It's only turn 2, man. It's only turn 2.
My gun line's in front of everything else, so I'm a little bottlenecking myself. Oh well, we'll see what happens. And moving on to Mad Max Orks shooting phase. And Morcom Joe may have pushed it too far, as all of his shots most of his shots have haywired all over the place and missed.
We had a bad round shooter, for sure.
But they did take out one Luda, and a couple boys. Oh, no boys over here. Yep. They are now up in my face, and oh man.
Up in your grill.
The next turn's going to be interesting to see what happens. We're moving on to Mogami's Raiders, turn 2. What will happen? Alright, so Mogami has decided to change tactics a little bit and has told his bikers to back up and go around, as this little traffic jam here is causing issue. At the same time, Mogami himself has stepped out. He's going to have a couple words with the doof wagon over there, so the Ludas can do something else later. Boys moving forward, and the mech guns, the lava, is getting ready to fire themselves. But to Mogami's great joy, Goldark the Warlock, and his Gorkanaut Gutrippa have come to join the fight. And it's about to get messy here in the backfield. Moving on to Orks shooting. Oh, and one more thing. Wah has been shouted as Mogami's Raiders are charging through. Mogami's Raiders shooting. So Megami's Raiders have had a successful shooting phase.
Very scientific analysis.
There you go. The combi scorchers over here were used on the battle wagon, not really affecting the battle wagon, but dealing, killing off, what was it, 6 models inside?
Sure.
6 models inside of the doof wagon over here. The Gorkanaut combi Gorkanaut Scorcha did a lot over to this boy squad. The Warlock was lazy and decided not to do a psychic phase, mainly because I forgot. The Power Horse?
Giga Horse.
Giga Horse. I'm horrible. The Giga Horse took a ding from the Ludas. And the Bigfoot over here has taken some hits from the Lavas.
I don't even remember what their names did.
Nope, I don't remember their names either.
Lavas?
Yep, so that is shooting for Megami's Raiders. It's starting to look... Things are starting to get dicey over here as vehicles are getting tossed everywhere, and it's a wreck now as the Ork armies are about to collide in the assault phase. Ork assault phase with Megami's Raiders. So the assault phase for Megami's Raiders went well, very well. The boy squad here came and cooed this entire boy squad. Megami and his wrecking crew over here took out the doof wagon. There is no more doof wagon. Tears have been shed as the guitarist is no longer with us. The boys over here have survived. The boys here failed their morale check, but the Knob was able to get them in line by knocking one in the head. Boys survived. And that is it for the Megami's Raiders assault phase. We now move on to turn 3 and Mad Max Orks movement phase. Immorcum Joe's plan has worked. The Mad Max boys have crashed into Megami's Raiders now. And it is about to get rather nasty.
Yeah, it's about to get messy.
It's about to get messy as there's what? 32
odd guys over there?
32 odd 32 odd boys. Immorcum Joe has stepped out onto the playing field now. Oh, he is not like the fact that I have destroyed a lot of his vehicles, especially the guitar guy. The doof wagon. So it's about to get messy over here, and over in the backfield, the tank busters are hunkering down. Master Blaster has stepped up to... Well, I'm not sure what he's doing.
He's going to assault.
He's to assault the boy squad here. This is going to be interesting. And these...
He's a war boss. I'm not worried.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 15 boys over here are going to assault the Gorkanaut over here. It's going to be messy, it's going to be long, and it's going to get gory.
Your football announcer now?
I guess so.
What's the back? What's the arm? Oh, you know what? I got it. Never mind. All right, I answered my own question. Okay, so shooting.
Shooting phase.
We were just explaining to them how we play. Oh yeah. Yeah. Cars and trucks in space.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy, huh?
All right. So, Mad Max Orks have hammered Megami's Raiders almost to the brink of breaking, causing these boys over here to, do they fail their leadership?
Why don't you roll off camera?
Fail their leadership. And they're going to be running back here in a moment. The tank busters have shot rounds into the Megami's unit itself, picking out 4 knobs, and they're also going to have to make a save, and they are... Ooh, they could... No, they're 9, they're fine. Alright, but probably the most devastating to Megami's force is that his Ludas are gone. He has no more anti-armor to speak of to help him against all the battle wagons. It is going to get very messy here in the assault phase. We got Mad Max Orks, assault phase. And Orkham Joe's boys are causing some havoc now, as Master Blaster has wiped out this boy squad single-handedly, though taking some damage himself, leaving him at 1 wound. He has proven his badassery.
So he didn't kill the whole unit, but he killed the knob. They failed their morale save, and then he swept them. So he basically chased them and killed them as they turned, running, screaming like cowards. So yeah, that was a big turn for us.
Yep.
The boys over here assaulted your battle wagon, knocked that out. The boys here assaulted your gun line, knocked those out. These guys are kind of in a little kill range over there. So yeah, and these guys, 2 units of boys assaulted in here. 1 unit was killed from the Gorkanaut. The other unit did 2 glancing hits to the Morkanaut or Gorkanaut. Mm-hmm. So big turn for the War Boys. Big turn for Immortan Joe and his forces. And we'll see what happens next.
Alrighty then. Megami's Raiders, turn 4. Okay, a massive change in tactics for Megami's Raiders, as they are now about to lock onto Immortan Joe and start the return fire. This squad of boys here succeeded their morale check and have regrouped and are going to probably charge into these guys. The bikers are finally able to do something this game, and they're about to punish the heck out of these boys for blowing up that wagon. That was a shiny wagon. Yep. The 2 Doom buggies, which have survived the entire game, surprisingly, are about to hopefully lay waste to that battle wagon right there.
Gigahorse.
Gigahorse. And we're going to continue this combat over here with the Gorkanaut and these boys. So, moving on to the shooting phase for Orks. Alright, a semi-successful shooting phase for Megami's Raiders. I managed these war buggies here managed to ding off another hull point on the Gigahorse.
There you go.
Finally got it. The Gigahorse. The war bikers have pummeled this squad of boys down, leaving them to deal with the morale check. And this boy squad here killed off 1 boy squad here. I mean, 1 boy in this squad over here. We're moving on to the assault phase. This is going to get messy. Alright, and the battle continues as the Warbikers and Megami's Rippin' crew have run and mowed down what's left of the boy squad that came out of the Gigahorse.
There you go.
This boy squad here bravely fought the overwhelming odds against this one, and so far has prevailed, though they're locked in combat still. And the Gorkanaut is still locked in combat, holding off against the tides of boys that are pounding at him. Oh boy, it's starting to get towards the end here. With the relic. Who has the relic?
I have the relic.
You still have the relic.
Oh, you know what? You killed that squad.
Yeah.
The relic's on the ground.
The relic is on the ground. The relic has been forgone for the moment. For a second.
Well, it was an assault.
Yeah. So it's coming to the end. As we move on to turn 5. Oh boy. Okay, so with the death of Orkham Joe, the Mad Max Raiders, Orkham Joe's Mad Max army, is turning around, backing up, and getting ready to devastate what is left of Megami's Raiders. Megami's Raiders have been pummeled into almost extinction. The Gorkanaut over there barely surviving at 2 hull points left and still surrounded. This is not looking well for Megami's Raiders. It could be coming close to the end here. You'll just have to see as we move on to the shooting phase. Alright, so we're about to move on to Megami's Raiders turn 5, and in the Mad Max turn, well, the Gorkanaut fell. Oh, it was a long, stretched out fight.
Took a lot of work.
And the mech is right now surrounded by a bunch of dudes wondering, hey, how's it going? Might have him go grab the relic and pray that the game ends on this turn. Megami's Raiders, in the shooting phase, they took some pretty nasty damage over here. Leaving with 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 knobs and Megami left. They need to make a leadership. They failed horribly. It's dice. I don't get dice like this on my shock attack gun. Okay, so, they're going to run 5 inches some direction. And this squad over here is still locked in combat with those boys. So we're going to move on to Megami's turn 5 and closer to the end of the game. We are at the bottom of turn 5. We're about to see if the game goes on. So we've had some rather humorous battles going on.
Yeah, it's been messy.
Yep. The knob here is still fighting this lone boy. Both those squads were rather obnoxious, but memorable. Megami is pulling back. He's made his leadership check, but he's decided this battle is probably well lost for the amount of casualties they've done. The lone mech that was in the Gorkanaut decided he was going to charge into these boys, and, well, he got shot up. Poor guy. Alright, and now the roll to see if the game continues. I believe it is a 3-up?
On 3-up, the game goes on.
The 3-up, the game goes on? It is. The game is over. Let's look at the scoreboard to see who won.
Well, we haven't totaled up all the victory points.
Right.
So why don't we pause?
We'll pause.
Well,
Alright. Yeah. So, the game's over. Megami's Raiders won with the Slay the Warlord and First Blood. White Metal Games got Linebreaker. Let's look at the battlefield. So it was a long, brutal fight. In Morecambe Joe and Master Blaster gone, Megami losing more forces than he could have spared in this fight, but he claimed victory in the end. As the relic is just sitting there, being ignored.
Well, no one could hold him.
Yeah, no one could really hold
Not
it.
being ignored. I went after it quite a bit.
Right, you did. I didn't go after it at all.
I guess the smarter... Well, that wouldn't have worked. Never mind.
So, actually, I think the smarter play would have been to, after you did that, instead of,
I couldn't grab... Master Blaster can only achieve... He can only grab...
Right. He got
So
really
even if I
close.
moved into range with it during shooting phase, I wouldn't have been able to claim it.
Right,
You can only claim it during movement. I thought about that. Because that would have been the smarter play.
That would have been the smarter play. So,
Because then if I grabbed it, it would have been fortitude. That would have been decisive.
right.
But as it is, he couldn't grab it. The tank blasters couldn't quite get close enough. So that's it.
That's it. That's the game. Win for Megami's Raiders. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Or, I hope everyone watches. This was rather interesting to go through. I loved watching all the models. There were a lot of goofy fights and probably very weird camera angles that are going to pop up on here. All right, so I have a way that you can, if you want to do a paint commission with me, I do have a newcomers paint commission deal. It's called 5 for 5 deal. If you like my page on Facebook, leave a comment on my Facebook page.
You're just stealing my discount.
I'm borrowing your idea and using it.
Yeah, you're borrowing my idea. That's exactly what I told you yesterday. Like 100% of the what I told you yesterday.
So I'm borrowing this idea, and I hope it works.
Use the thief discount.
Use the thief discount.
He stole my discount.
It's still... So it's a 5 for 5 deal.
Yeah.
You know, like my Facebook page, comment on it, like my YouTube page, like my Twitter, and maybe leave a comment either on my Twitter or my YouTube, and you get 5% off your first purchase. This is a one-time use only deal, though. So thank you everyone for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next battle rep. Alright, so Megami's Raiders have
They decimated the ranks of the Mad Max boys, making little of their army. Is that what we're saying?
no.